engine is not, you can't change the capacity. You're allowed to change cams, but you've got to keep the same induction that you had. So everything's very mildly modified, which again stops it being a bit of an arms race. So it's quite affordable racing, and I know that's an oxymoron, but as far as some sort of affordability, Group S is the place.
All right, well, let's see. We're waiting for the start, and as you say, Porsche's being rear-engined, squat down and get off very, very quickly at the start. So what can Simon Meyer do about that?
Well, and Alex Webster, our former president, sitting back around the third row, is generally a very quick starter. So I'll be watching for a quick move from him as well.
Keep your eye on the white Porsche. And of course, as you say, there's a V8 Corvette in amongst that lot.
Yep. And he'll get to stretch his legs down the straight here, which will really, if he's on, right on the back on that first lap, is a good chance to even get the lead.
All right, revs have been plenty of revs. There we go. Oh, a good jump from Meyer, but let's see if he gets away with it, because he was certainly about a car's length as they took off. And
well, that's now Mickey Perlat in the 911 who's come off he's actually come off the second row there and taken the lead, which is a great start by him.
It certainly is. Meyer relegated back to third position. The big Corvette right behind him. We've got a Alfa Romeo that's spun on turn one, but the whole field got through him. That shouldn't be a problem. He's got going again,
He's
so
got going. That's
we
great.
can concentrate back on up the front. Through the dog's legs, or as some call it, the cleavage, onto which was the main straight, but isn't anymore.
Now this is where I'd expect to see Simon try and carry a lot of speed through this section.
Yes.
And be right up on top of the 911s as they come onto the straight, but he'll probably have the frustration of just being a bit down on horsepower here, and they'll just start to stretch away from him again.
Plenty of Alphas in amongst there, and of course we've got a race for Alphas only later on this afternoon tomorrow, and some of them have cross-entered into this race. There's another spin, and that's a Corvette.
That's Ray Narkowitz's Corvette. Oh, Joe Collegia, sorry, there's Joe looking into the sunlight there. So that's a big that's a big 427 in that. So it's the big block. Hopefully, he can get that going again. So
one down.
All right, he's got it going again, which is great. Now, one of the things, while it's exciting at the front of the field, the real battles usually in Group S are in the midfield, because we're, I guess there's a mixture of different Group SA, SB and SC. You'll find there's little races within the race happening here. And the midfield here will be battling out for their own honours, which is always really exciting.
Yes, as I said before, all historic racing is really in age of the cars, and SA are the very early models, and we've only got one of them, a 54 TR2. Then SB go up to 1970, and SC up to 1980. So yes, there are battles within each other, and
even within those categories, we've even got the subcategories of capacity. So there's a lot of different little battles happening in there, which are one of the nuances of the category there.
Well, Perlade, is that how you pronounce that?
Mickey Perlade.
Perlade.
Yeah.
He's leading only by 0.2 of a second as they went over the start-finish line.
I can see Dougie Barber right on his back too.
Meyer back in third, and he's a good second behind the Barber. So keep an eye on them, but there's two, like I say, there's little dices going on all around the track.
Now what we've got on track there is what I should be racing at the moment, which is Tim Linus in his beautifully prepared Porsche 928. So front engine V8, big 4.5 litre, and Tim's done about 13 Targa Tasmanias and a lot of racing experience. And We call him the unofficial mayor of the Barossa Valley. He comes from South Australia and loves a red wine and very generous sharing it as well.
I can see why you call him that. Why have we only seen 928 Porsches recently? I mean, Group S has been around for 30 years or something. We have never seen a 928 until, what, 3 or 4 years ago?
Yeah, Tim and I are the only stupid enough ones to race them. It sounds like great ingredients there. You've got a Porsche front engine V8, 50-50 weight distribution, but they're not something that was commonly raced. And the 911 is such a car ready to race. It tends to occupy it.
Yeah.
Now I'm having a little look back through the field to see where the battles are at the moment.
Replay coming up of Collegia spinning out. He's just sitting there. We were waiting for the cars to get out of the way. You can't just drive back when you want to, obviously. So that's dropped him about 20 places. Back to the leaders.
Now here is a classic Group S battle where you've got a big V8 Corvette and a little Sprite nipping at his heels. So it'll be interesting to watch how quickly he catches him right round the back, and he'll be all over Joe by the time we get through these twisty bits.
Yes, he would be wishing that it was the short track.
He would indeed. He would
rather
indeed.
than the long track. However, he's here, and like you say, he's cut that lead down a little.
We've got a little bit of a battle of the Porsches there, which is Andrew Whiteside in his beautiful gold 911 there, followed by Alex Webster in his 2.7. So you've got a 3-litre Carrera there versus a 2.7. So they're very evenly matched and looking so out on the track as well.
So there we are. Maya has cut that lead down to about half. And he's right. He's cut the lead down to nothing nearly.
Yeah, and if I know Simon, he'll be diving up the inside here.
Trying to.
It's amazing how wide that Corvette can be.
Oh, yes. Yeah. So there he is looking for a tow, but the big literage of the V8 in the Corvette pulls away from him down the straight.
Now I'm looking there somewhat in the midfield as well. I can see the big Pantera of Ross Jackson there dicing with Perry Spirides. I think I've pronounced his name wrong. Spirides. There we go. Sorry. Oh, who's just managed to go round as I mozzed him.
Oh, that Tom is called the commentator's curse. We do it all the time here. Let it go. So
we've got Doug out in front, still leading.
Only by 0.6 of a second.
And it really, I'm surprised to see how, I guess how close Ray's getting through the twisty bits there. He really manages to get that Corvette of his turning a lot better than you'd expect a car of its weight and size.
Yeah. So there's our two cars, like I say, 0.6 of a second between them as they came across the line, finishing lap 5 with 5 laps to go. And Maya has made up a lot of but again, we hit the straight and away the Corvette goes.
I think that's going to be a bit of a recurring nightmare for Simon there. Yep. He's going to be right over them to this part of the track, and then they'll stretch their legs on him. You see the car up on sitting basically on its back wheel there. It's a very stiff little car, that thing.
Yep, and he just hopes that Narkovic can make a mistake somewhere and he'll pounce.
Yeah, he'll be pushing him, trying to get him to perhaps overcook those tyres a bit. Maybe lean on the brakes a bit too heavily.
So there's 1, 2, 3. 6 laps down, 4 to go. No change in the lead. 0.6 of a second between first and second, and I'll just wait till the timing goes back to tell you, or you can read yourself, what the difference between second and third is. It's not much.
No, they're all running very closely. It has has spread out a little bit the field, which the long track tends to do. I think a lot of people love the short track here for the fact that you don't get a chance to get away from anyone and keeps the racing. But I like both versions of Winton Racetrack, and I think the long one really opens it up for the bigger cars as well. So we can see there that Joe Kaleja, who's now pointing in the right direction, is starting to come back up through the field. So he's...
we've got a David Bagent.
Yeah, David
in the MG midget.
MG
He's had an off, but he's back going again. Would have dropped him a few places. And there's an interesting dice. A Sprite, a Di Tommaso, and a Porsche.
Yep, so that's that looks to be... I think it was, that's Hung doing his 240Z, and I think that's a bit of a wet bit of grass he's managed to put himself into there, and he may not be going anywhere. So hopefully it's in a fairly safe spot.
Just try and work out where he is. Oh yeah, right up the top there. Well,
so here you can see here Ross Jackson with the Pantera. So it's the big 351 Ford. In the back of that car against the flat six of Mickey Perlad.
And in comes Ewan Giles.
Ewan's actually new to Group S, so he might still just be trying to get some teething problems out with his car there. So we hope he can get that going again for the next race.
If my memory serves correctly, Ross used to win races, didn't he, in the Di Tommaso?
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't think Ross has got any slower. I just think everyone else is starting to get a bit faster. And again, we have a lot of different winners in Group S, which again one of the reasons it's such a popular category with in our association we've got 150 members across Australia, so it's a well patroned racing group. Now, I didn't see what happened to Mickey Perlad earlier, who's now back there racing with Ross, but again, he might have run wide somewhere. We've missed it.
309 is that Alpha GTV 2000. And again, this great dice between the 5-litre Italian Di Tommaso and the Porsche, but then there's a Sprite or a midget.
Yes,
joined in.
Yep, that's one of the hots, and I'll have to work out which one of the hots. So we've actually got a family of hots racing this weekend. We've got the father Warren, the son Blake, and the wife Tammy.
Yay!
So it's a whole family affair with the hots, which is absolutely fantastic. Well, this is a great drag race here between the Pantera and the 911, and the brakes on the 911 just getting Mickey through there.
Yep.
It's fantastic dice between those two.
Eight down, 2 to go. Jackson pulls back a little, closes the gap, but then so does the Sprite.
Yep, I think the Sprite's just going to get
Blake hot.
It's Blake, so that's
a midget.
That's the son, and he's going to have a little dive down the inside here, and he's been successful. He's even there, managed to get past Mickey Perlad, who might have missed a gear. I think he might have been a bit surprised by the Sprite coming through so quickly.
Great dice between Whiteside and Webster and Porsches.
Yeah, as I said, the 3-litre Carrera versus the 2.7, so very evenly matched cars.
A Lap A Alpha.
Both the Andrews there, Andrew Whiteside and Andrew Webster, have both been racing for a long time, and both very, very clean and very fair races. So they'll have a great door handle to door handle battle, and you won't see any touches there, which is I guess one of the things we pride ourselves here on Group S.
And there's a Datsun 2000, the only one in the race.
Yeah, that's on Andre Brett, and he's having a little battle there with John Geist in his Datsun 2000. So the two Datsuns have managed to find themselves on the track, and appropriately battling each other, which is great.
And couldn't care who won or whatever's going. They're having their own ball.
You're racing the person in front and the person behind, and you don't really care about anyone else.
No. And yes, they didn't make a lot of Datsun 2000s. They when the 240Z came, and they took off. But the Datsun 2000 didn't. It was a good car.
A great car.
Yeah.
Great car. So we've got Mickey Perlad and Ross Jackson still battling it out, and I thought Mickey might have got away from Ross, but Ross is a bit hard to shake around here. He's probably done as many laps around Winton as anyone out there, and Ross and I normally have great battles, and we're always door handle to door handle with a. He's a very respectful driver, which I think a lot of the people here admire. So it's great to see him still up there in the top half of the field.
All right, last lap.
So there's Ray, who's recovered from his. I think he had a bit of an earlier spin. But he's managed to have it staying in the right direction. There you go. Andrew's having Andre's having a bit of a battle here with John, who's managed to get back in front of him. So these two have been swapping positions all race, which has been fantastic. So they're gonna race their way all the way to the line. It looks a bit like Andre's going to have another crack at him. So what a fantastic battle between these two.
There's the TR2.
And a beautifully presented car, that one. It's
painted up in the Le Mans colours. They run a team of TR2s with different coloured nose cones.
You probably see there's a couple of cars that are being lapped now as they come through. And, it's always the responsibility of the people lapping the slower cars to get round safely, and they're all doing a great job of that. So well done to everyone there.
And Orchard keeping out of the way.
So Doug's still leaving. He hasn't been headed yet since he managed to win back the lead. So he's driven a really consistent race, and I think he's tried to sort of manage that lead as best he can. So he's doing a really good job there.
And just lapping the only other triumph in the race, the GT6.
So it's a first up win to Doug, who was on pole position. And we've just managed to have Andrew Whiteside just do he might have been pushing a little hard on that last little battle he's having with Alex Webster.
Yeah.
And so Alex
came off second best.
Alex has nicked that spot off him. So Alex will be quite happy about that. It'll be a little bit of in garage Porsche rivalry there. There'll be a bit of elbowing in the side of the ribs.
Yes, all right. We got Barbara virtually 1 second ahead of Narkowitz, but then a long way back to Webster in fourth. There's
Simon Myers slips right behind them.
He was only 1.9 seconds, and then a big gap back to the rest of the field. Yeah,
so Alex and then Andrew Whiteside, who had that little spin, but he managed to get it back. Hugh Harrison in his orange Alfa there. That if you get a chance to look in the pits, is one of the nicer presented Alphas you'll see. He's very meticulous in the way he presents his car, and it always looks perfect. So he's had a battle there with Darren Harris in his Alpha, followed in then by both actually the father and son. So the father's managed to get ahead of the son here, so there's a bit of rivalry in the garage as well.
Yeah.
Mickey Perlad and then Ross Jackson.
And it's good to see that an SC car won, but SBs came second and third.
Yep.
So it just shows you. And there's the final results as we see them. Nearly a minute between first and 10th, which is probably a little unusual. But other than that, another great race from Production Sports Cars. Thank you, Tom. Will we see you tomorrow? You might not have fixed your car by then.
I'll be hoping, but I don't think it's going to be fixed. So, pleasure to be up here with you guys. Cheers.
Thanks.
Bye.
here with Ray. Ray's got a 65 Corvette, sorry. Can you tell me a little bit about your Corvette?
Yeah, it's a 65 Corvette. It's in Group SB. It's a 327 small block V8, and it's the first year that the vets came out with disc brakes, so that's why I've chose that car to run, and it's a fun car to drive.
And what do you think of VHRR's Festival of Speed?
It just keeps getting better and better every year. It's the guys that are organising it and the whole group of people that are involved in it do a great job, and it's the racing is absolutely fantastic as well. So,
how long have you had the Corvette?
About 13 years. So it's finally getting competitive now. So my mechanic and we've spent a lot of time working on it, and now we're starting to really enjoy it. So it's a good thing.
And Group S, is it? What's that like to racing?
Well, Group S has massive fields every meeting, and I think this weekend there's 38 cars running, or 36 cars running in Group S. The grids are almost always full and sold out, so it's a good category.
Excellent. Look, thanks for your time. It's a beautiful car.
They're just coming up the last cars now. I'll just go through the rest of the guys. We've got Colin Wilson-Brown, who's one of the ex-presidents of Group S. Joe Collegia in the big Corvette. Andre Briat, John Geist, they're both in Datsun 2000s. So they'll be having a great battle all the way through. And Pete Kaiser as well. Tim Linus in the 928, and then another 911 down there. So they're all set now.
I'm picking a 911 will make the jump off the start. Better grip over those back wheels.
Yep.
Over the Chevy Stingray. Ooh, a bit of creep from the Stingray. But as I suggested, I think the Porsche has made the clear run. Two Porsches, in fact.
Yep, that's Alex Webster is a bit of a start specialist.
But look at that Austin Healey Sprite. That's well up in the group there as well. A bit of action there in turn 3. So they head down into the corner. Down into turn 4. We've got Porsche, Chevy Corvette, and on screen car 30 stationary, the Triumph, just on our old start finish straight, but back at the lead again.
Fantastic. He's got that beautiful TR3 going again. TR2, sorry.
So down in the wobbly bits, we've got Porsche, Chevy Corvette still as they work around the twisty bits down the bottom of the track.
So that's
in fact the Austin Healey has taken up third spot.
Yeah, always quick through the cleavage there. He'll have a bit of trouble here holding off Ray in the big Corvette coming down the two straights here, but he'll be back all over them again as we go through the twisty bits around the back. So it's Doug Barber who started on pole, who's still leading. He's got Alex Webster right behind him, and then Ray Narkowitz who's now up into third.
Yeah, as you predicted, the brute horsepower of that Chevy Corvette just cleared away from the Austin Healey Sprite.
That'll be a cat and mouse all race there until.
Well, Ray's cleared one of the Porsches as well and gone into second position.
Yeah, it's a good move by Ray. I'd look for Alex to be up near him around the back here.
See Joe Collegia there going down through turn 3 in car 44. Beautifully presented car.
Yeah, he had a little bit of a spin yesterday, so he'll be coming back through the field as well. And the power of that car, I'm sure he'll be back up the front in no time at all.
Yeah, and talking of beautifully presented cars, if you get a chance to have a look at that one, it's well and truly worth having a look. Austin Healey Sprite down the inside of Joe, though, in that big Chevy. Yeah. Twiddly bits sorted out and beautifully as the Sprite clears it away.
Yeah, that's what Warren Hott's in that Sprite. It's again a beautifully presented car.
Works his way up the back straight now. Just hearing from the sidelines that we've got a Porsche out in the bog somewhere. Oh yes, off the exit of the sweeper.
It looks to be Tim Linus in the 9 to 80 model.
On screen we've got car 309, Tom, which is beautiful Alpha,
which is Darren Harris's car. We've got a safety car now just to get there and recover that 928 that's found itself a little bit parked.
Yeah, fast in the grass and slow in the mud.
Tim, you can't park there, mate. You have to move it.
Parking fines applied.
Right, well, look, as these cars file past slowly behind the safety cars, probably a good chance to get a look at how well presented all these cars are.
Absolutely, and maybe wave at some of the drivers. They might even wave back. Gives the guys from further back down the running order a chance to group up as well, and hopefully they make a nice clean restart.
Yeah, looks like they're almost over with that car now, so we hopefully we'll be up and racing again in about another lap.
As I can see, the tow rope appears to be moving the stricken Porsche. Yes, we have it on screen here now. And the Porsche being unceremoniously dragged back onto the black stuff. I would assume there's no damage to that car. He'll probably just get it restarted and have to rejoin at the back of the queue.
Absolutely.
Or go home and just clean all the mud out.
There will be a bit of mud. I don't think Tim will be very happy about having parked on the grass there, so there might be a bit of heat under the
helmet,
helmet there, but he'll take it all in his stride and be back out there in a minute.
Not sure what colour the car is on the inside, but it's probably a bit blue in there at the moment.
Well, there it is. It's going again now, so that's good news. So we can join up and keep racing.
Great job by the safety crews here at the Winton Motor Raceway. Always do a fantastic job. Big shout out to all of the volunteers, not only the safety crew out on track, but flaggies and scrutineers, all those people that go towards putting a meeting on. It's a huge effort.
Now there'll be a little bit of strategy here with Doug, knowing that he's got Ray right behind him with the powerful Stingray right behind him. So he's going to have to time his run quite well, whether he goes before the corner or whether he's going to wait right up until we get to the start-finish line, which wouldn't surprise me, and just take away that ability for Ray to stretch his legs down the straight on him. So
yes, one thing about that Chevy, it's got very stretchy legs down the straight. But look at the Austin Healey Sprite there, right up in third position.
Yeah, and Doug has quite tactically held them back as long as he can.
Yep, and leads into turn one.
And he'll hold that lead now.
Yep. They come through onto the old start finish straight. Barber in front, Narkowitz, Meyer, Webster, Peeland in that order as they peel through into turn three and on down to turn four. The Porsche making some clear runs. The Austin Healey Sprite coming right up on the back of the Chevy Corvette as they head up into the sweeper.
I can see there that Mickey Perlat in the green 911's made his way up from about 10th, so he's had a really good run there. Working his way up as
that's great stuff. But on screen, the Austin Healey Sprite down the inside of the Chevy Corvette. Great move down into Old Tank Corner and is now up into second position. Is he going to be able to hold that? I suspect the straights will play a bit of payback on that one, but great move there by Meyer in the Austin Healey Sprite.
Yeah, look, I think he'll definitely try and hold a lot of ground there. It's a small car.
He's going to make it as wide as he possibly can.
He normally races with his brother, and they've been known to race side by side from time to time.
Yeah. Not able to hold out the horsepower of the Chevy down that straight, though. You claw back onto the back end of him through these corners down on the extended part of Winton Motor Raceway. hurls the car on down the front straight.
So on lap 4, Doug Barber's still leading. We've got Ray Narkowitz behind him, followed by Simon Meyer, then Alex Webster. So now I can see Mickey Perlat's moved up into third place again now.
So Meyer's dropped back into 4th spot there.
And he'll probably find the 911 a little harder to overtake through the twisty bits here than he did the Corvette. So I expect to see the lead being challenged by Mickey fairly soon.
Yeah, I would expect that would be the case as well. Although look at the Sprite, hooks it up through the right hander out of the sweeper.
Yeah, Simon's never going to die wondering. He's going to have a look everywhere.
Absolutely. And whilst he's doing all of that, he's worrying the guy in front into making a mistake if he can.
Yep, and I can see Alex Webster right up behind him, waiting to see if both of them go off venturing. He'll be right there to snap up 3rd place again.
Yeah, if they cut each other off, he's going to snap up that position. Mind you, he's probably also sitting in there smiling away going, wow, look at this entertainment in front of me. Oh, we've got car off, 2 cars off. There's a bit going on down here. And
yeah, I think there might be some oil on the track there. We've had a number of cars all spin there.
And that's down, it looks like it's down in the cleavage area. So as those cars sort themselves out back at the lead, Barber is still in front from Narkowitz.
So coming over the line there, we've got Terry Spadides.
Joe
Kaluja and his big Stingray coming through. And again, he's still got Warren Hotz right behind him as well. And Hugh Harrison is it's in the beautiful red Alpha there.
Yeah.
So he'll be looking to try and get past both those guys as we get round the back section here.
Brilliant job. Little 21 trying to get around Joe Kaluja.
So Warren's in a difficult spot there, where he's going to want to get past the I guess the slower Chevy as he goes around the back there.
So a penalty popped up on our screen for Narkowitz, a 5-second penalty.
Yeah, I think
that might have been a start line.
Yeah, I think Ray may have just been rolling slightly at the start, so he probably misinterpreted. There's a bit of a downhill there, and he's crept forward a little bit, so he's been punished for that, which is probably going to be quite costly for him, because they're all quite close at the front here.
And I did notice on screen that there's a couple of cars stationary over on the old back straight there, with drivers getting out and making their way over the fence.
Yeah, that's Andre Briat's Datsun 2000, and I think I can't quite see the number on the other Alpha that's over there.
So back on the at the lead, we've got the 911.
So Doug Barber leading Ray Narkowitz, who, as we said, has got a 5-second penalty, with Mickey Perlat right in behind him. So Doug's really going to try and make it as hard as he can for Ray to get past him. He'll park that car nicely on each of the corners and get that great drive out. But as you can see, Ray really makes that big heavy car sort of defy its weight a bit, the way he throws it around the back there.
Has the car carry
and
and
as those two trip over each other, Simon Meyer's made a beautiful move around the outside. Always the opportunist. He's gone through, and now he's having a look at Doug, who'll be checking his mirrors.
You can't see me. I'll sneak past.
That was a great, really clever move by Simon.
Very clever move. Back in the 2nd position.
Yeah, and he knows where he's strong, and he sees those opportunities, and he never hesitates.
Yeah, what's going to happen down the back straight? Narkowitz is going to come back straight past him, but he's got that 5-second penalty that's going to hurt him at the end of the race.
Yeah, and I think what you'll find there too is that I think he'll actually end up holding that position there because he's probably got just enough of a gap now that Ray may not catch him. Oh no,
Yeah, Ray's gone back into second position on track, but carrying that 5-second penalty, that's going to push him back down the grid. These guys up the front are all pretty close together.
they are. I'd expect to see a move. I'll see a move by Simon as we go into turn 2 here.
The old turn 2.
The old turn 2, yes. So
He's going to make a try, but I don't think he's going to be able to pull it off. He's certainly able to read the part number on the boot lid of that Chevy Corvette, heading down into the sweeper.
So I expect him to make another move here. He'll probably try and sneak around the outside.
Yep, which he does quite beautifully.
Yep.
And the Porsche tries to follow him around. I'm not sure how that looks like it might work. Admire now. He's all over the back of 911 Doug.
Doug Barber's 911.
Of course, Doug's going to be able to pull out and use that beautiful Porsche power up the back straight.
Yep, so Ray again, they're going to sort of yo-yo backwards and forwards, these two. So
They are.
So
We're on lap 8 of 10, so we're getting towards the pointy end of the race. Narkowitz again is able to just use that power straight up the back straight. They work their way around the extension here at that makes it the long track at Winton. Right behind the Chevy.
I know he'd love to throw a
slower car.
Oh, yep. And he's kept out of the way nicely, which is good.
Narkowitz right behind Doug. So they come onto the old start finish straight. Porsche, Chevy Stingray, Austin Healey Sprite, Porsche. I think Ray Narkowitz is going to be able to do much about this.
No, I think this is going to be another. He'll probably try and cover the outside, but the second he does that, you'll see that Simon's just going to move to the inside.
Yeah.
Get past again. I don't think Ray's going to fight it too hard, because I think he knows he's got the legs to sort of get back past him again.
Well, Meyer not able to capitalise on that outside move, but so we've just been given a word over the earphones that this is the last lap. Oh, and Meyer just pulled off the track, so something's happened to the Austin Healey Sprite.
Yeah, he's going quite slow. I think he may have just tried to go a little bit too wide there. Now Ray's just not going to be close enough to make a move on Doug here, so Doug's really gone from flag to flag.
Yeah, certainly has.
He really hasn't been challenged. He's driven perfectly, not a single mistake, and that's what you've got to do when you're on pole. You've just got to make sure you don't make any errors.
That's right. Just keep it clean and get it to the finish.
Oh, and isn't it close as they go? So there's only a car length in it, so you can really throw a blanket over those two.
Yeah, Meyer dropped back quite a bit there. He must have made quite the mistake down there on the entry to that back straight, that tight right-hander.
Yeah, look, he's either run wide, just trying a bit of an optimistic move, or he might have missed a gear or something. But,
yeah, found the marbles perhaps.
Yeah, we'll find out from him. So winning race 2 was Doug Barber, not headed. We've got Ray over the line in second, but with a 5-second penalty, it looks like that may drop him back to third or fourth. We'll see what the final classification there is. So it's Mickey Perlad, then followed by. So I've just been told that Ray's actually ended up in position 5, so it's been quite costly for him. So it's repeating it: Doug Barber from Mickey Perlad, Simon Meyer, Alex Webster, then Ray Narkowitz, Andrew Whiteside, Joe Kaleja, Perry Spaditas. Then we've got the father and son of Warren and Blake Hotz, followed by Ross Jackson in the Pantera, Darren Harris, Colin Wilson Brown, Doug Bartley, Scott Farkelson, Peter Kaiser, John Geist, George Pethard, Ryan Koenig. Just looking down there who we've got after them. and it's gone off my screen. So
Yeah, it's always handy when the screen changes on us at the wrong time.
there we go.
There we go. The Blendline TV guys have got it all sorted out.
Absolutely.
And as you say, Doug Barber, Ray Narkowitz, although that's going to be pushing back
that's
to
going to push him back
position
to,
5.
yeah, back to 5. Yep. I guess while we're looking at these results on screen, just from a Group S with our sponsors, which is Bowden's Own, we really want to give a big thanks and a shout out to them, because without sponsorship it makes it a lot tougher for us guys. And Bowden's Own have been a great sponsor of ours for many years. So to the guys, a big thank you.
Got a Porsche front row, Barbara.
Good start for racing. The 3 Porsches up the front there.
As the cars stream across the start-finish line, 2 Porsches side by side on turn 1, coming in towards turn 2 to take them on that short straight down to turn 3. So they're still side by side coming down into turn 3 now, nearly 3 abreast as they go through turn 3, 188, 911. That's Barber, Pillard, Myers in there as well. And there's that little quick clubman sort of, in 4th position. So the 3 Porsches at the moment doing a bit of job, and there's that little sports car, a nuisance.
I don't think he'd appreciate being called a nuisance.
Well, the Porsche boys probably think he's a little nuisance.
He's a very quick little...
And he's actually making up 2,
around
3
the
games.
outside.
Whoa! He's making up side by side. He's battling for, this is where the race is at the moment, for 3rd position. And car 1 just slips in, that's Mayer. He just slips past car 7, that's Webster. So that little car 1 is an absolute little rocket ship, sitting there in 3rd spot.
Yeah, the MG Midget just so quick around the twiddly bits.
So we've
2
got
Porsches fighting each other as they head onto the new back straight there, but now they've sorted themselves out.
And we've got Ray Narkovic also 2 back there, 4th or 5th position, car 65, the big Chevy Corvette. But at the moment we've got the 2 Porsches running nose to tail out front. That's Barber.
Yes,
And
Narkowitz had picked up that time penalty in the earlier race, so that put him back in the field for the start of this event.
And Meyer up there in 3rd position. That nuisance little sports car. There's Narkovic in amongst a Porsche sandwich.
Yes, he's
car 65.
Made at least 1 position. Will he be able to make another one up this straight?
Yeah. Well, he's put a lot of pressure on Webster too, so it's going to be interesting to see where Ray Narkovic can actually get past Webster's Porsche.
Yeah, so
that's a good little
Webster
battle for
could
the
hold
miners.
Narkowitz up a little bit, and that will give Meyer a good opportunity to make a bit of a break.
And Meyer now starting to put the thumb screws onto our first 2 Porsches. And look at Meyer now starting to really battle that 2nd place Porsche through the twisty bits here at the Winton circuit.
Yeah, Meyer was looking for a run around the outside, but
Rossi
further
Jackson.
back in the field, we've got another...
Ross is getting a bit of a problem with another
pass.
one of those British sports cars. And has got past the Di Tommaso.
Absolutely, car 21, great pass there from Warren
That's
Holtz.
Holtz, yeah. And it looks like Rossi Jackson's under a lot of pressure too from about 3 or 4 cars. Corvette, could be you, Harris, I'm not quite sure, in the Alpha 309.
Ooh, a bit of a
That's
tail.
Harris.
Tail came out there on the back of the Chevy Corvette.
So
Got the power down.
poor old Ross Jackson's getting a bit of a workover as well in the Di Tommaso by one of the Alphas, and also another Corvette. The Corvette now shows its power to the Alpha. That's car 28.
Oh, brilliant, down
That's
the inside past the...
That's Perry Spirides in car 28. So Perry's got the old wick turned up on the big Chevy Camaro. Look at these. This is the battle for...
first, second, third, fourth, and fifth.
Yeah, you can raffle that one out. And the number 1, the fly in the ointment.
Absolutely, Mayo certainly punching well above his weight.
Absolutely.
Little MG Midget doing a great job in 3rd position.
Car 65, that's Ray Narkovic, and Whiteside in car 7 putting a lot of Webster, putting a bit of pressure on him as well. That's a good little battle.
Yeah, Mayer being held up by the two Porsches, really down through the twiddly bits, which you don't expect.
Don't tell the Porsches that. You're holding that British sports car up, son. But Mayer doing a great job in that little car, sort of putting a lot of pressure on those Porsches of Perlade and Barber.
And off the track.
Oh, 911 goes off. That's the Barber. He joins side. Whoa! Not the best place to enter the track, but all drivers give him plenty of room, and unfortunately for Barber in 911, he's dropped a lot of spots.
Tried to go fast on the grass, but that didn't work very well.
He went faster. Now it's the you see the Porsche of Perlade and Meyer. We'll see what the whether he's got the pressure off now. We're car 188.
Yeah, well, the pressure's not going to. Meyer is not going to
all
let
of a
the
sudden,
pressure
mate, just comes in there, and he's putting heaps of pressure on that leading Porsche heading across the start-finish line.
Mind you, he's had
side by. Oh, that's.
He's made Narkowicz try and go around the outside. That's not going to work.
So he's trying to hold off Ray Narkowicz. In the meantime, he's trying to get after our race leader, Perlade. So he's going to have a bit of a look.
Down into turn 3 he comes, pitches the car in, hooks it around. He's right on the bumper bar of the Porsche. A little MG midget powering on.
Just lacks a little bit in power. You can.
Here we go with the replay. Just watch how he comes around the outside there, gets a little bit loose,
and away he
straightens
goes.
the wheel up, and just has to go straight ahead. He's a passenger from there on.
Shortcut there. It could have ended nicely. It didn't.
Back in real time now. So Porsche, MG midget, Chevy Corvette.
And I'll tell you what, that midget's really looking which way, trying to get past that leading Porsche. Heaps of great handling from that little midget, but just lacks a little bit of pace on the. Looks like Ray Narkowicz now is putting a lot of pressure on Meyer and that MG midget.
It's going to be interesting down this next straight, because I think Narkowicz is just going to have the out-and-out grunt. Certainly hasn't got the cornering speed of the MG midget, but Narkowicz now, he makes him go for the outside, but is certainly able to outbrake him in the midget.
Absolutely. The old Corvette's brakes will be running a little bit red hot at the moment.
A little bit longer straight up this finish straight, so will Chevy be able to round him up?
Here comes Narkowicz. And he's going to try and get past, and I think he's going to make it stick too.
Narkowicz has got it.
And he makes that big Corvette very wide, and May can't do too much about it. On the corner he can, though, but just lacks that little bit of grunt, and Narkowicz just puts the power down and just pulls away from the MG midget.
I think we can be reassured of one thing, Peter. Meyer is not going to give up.
He's not going to go away, is he?
He's just checking the number plate or the part numbers of the tail lights on the back of the Chevy Corvette.
So Ray Narkowicz has got the Porsche in front of him in his sights, but also he's got one eye on that rear vision mirror as Meyer and that little very cut number 1 MG
looks
midget.
for a line around the outside.
Well, here comes Meyer now, side by side. He can't make it stick. Ray Narkowicz just moves into the corner, makes that Corvette very wide, but Meyer now is coming under a little pressure from Webster in car 7. So this is a great four-way battle for the lead, basically.
That is, but 911, the Porsche making his way back through.
Well, Barber's sitting down there in 6th spot, so he's not doing too bad a job. He's made his way back through the field.
Yeah,
in 911
certainly
with a 1 minute 37.
Yeah,
so he's got pedal to the metal, that boy.
Yeah, he's got the fastest lap time. And,
absolutely.
I'm making my way back for the front of the queue here, boys.
That's the car we're talking about. Barber in 911 had that little bit of an off, and now he's pulling him back very quickly with the fastest lap. 137, so keep an eye on car number 911, running in 6th at the moment. But the battle for the lead is still on.
Narkowicz was trying for the line around the outside into turn 1. That wasn't going to work.
They're starting to drop off Simon Mayer a little bit in that MG midget as they come down into turn 3. So
I think Mayer will make a comeback through the twiddly bits.
He will.
Further back in the field now, we've got Datsun 2000 there doing very quickly down the front straight.
A couple of Alfa Romeos thrown in there for good measure as well, so that's always a good good. And there's two Alphas at the moment, the Alfetta and the older Alpha, which I think the 2000 or the 1750, probably one of my favourite Alpha shapes.
Yeah, car
number
number
11
Brown there in the Alfa Romeo 1750 GTV,
Yes.
car number 11.
Lovely car, that.
But look here, back at the front, Meyer back into second position.
Look at Barber now in car number 911. Very serious about Webster's position, side by side.
Bangs that right foot down and powers on up the back straight.
Whether Webster's going to yield to come into this left-hander, he's not
Braking
going to.
duel.
He's going to make Barber go all the way around the outside, and Barber have the inside for the next corner. And I think Barber will slip up into third, but or
Yeah,
fourth.
he's got the little bit extra power coming out of that corner.
So Barber in 911 makes up another spot over Webster in car 7. But Webster's coming back at him, so he can't shake him off.
Thundering down the front straight again. We've got Porsche, Chevy Corvette, MG Midget.
That doesn't sound right.
Well, it was not that long ago. It was Porsche, MG Midget, Chevy.
Well, I'll tell you what, the MG Midget's given a Chevy a bit of a hard time too, so he wants that second position.
Certainly
Does
is.
Meyer in car number 1. But Ray Narkovic in the big Chevy Corvette has got second thoughts. He likes that second position. I don't think he's going to catch
Well,
Burley.
my hand in the air. Is it? No, it's just a bar work I'm seeing on the car. I thought I'd seen his arm go up, but no, he's still powering on. Looks for the line down the outside into the old tank corner.
Oh, that's an outside line he's got.
Yeah,
but Ray's going to keep him wide.
Yep.
So Simon just couldn't quite make it, but he has a look up the inside, but he's going to be on the outside, so can't quite make it. He's going to try and go around the outside a long way. Oh, we've lost someone. 28 has
quite a lot of smoke coming out of 28.
has bit the dust too, which Perry Sparides. I don't know what happened to Perry. Car 28, another Chevy Corvette.
Should be all clear there. Lots of smoke in the on our screen.
So whether he's
And somebody else has gone. There's two cars going off on the outside of the sweeper there.
Whoa, someone's gone on to replay.
There might be a little bit of
Sideways.
oil on that, that sweeper.
Oil on the track, so keep it on, folks. Plenty of action up there at the sweeper. We've got 2-3 cars off. Car is going again. Oh, another car's gone.
Yeah, there's,
Yep, keep an eye on the sweeper, folks. Plenty of action. Oil on the track.
that'll be from the Chevy.
Yep.
I suspect has lunched an engine or something.
Checkered flag is out, so once they negotiate the sweeper.
So we're doing 7.
Okay.
Yeah, they've pulled the checkered flag on that early. So, well, Narkowitz in the lead, according to our little screen at the minute.
Well, that's yeah, not quite what happened there, but our leading Porsche was 188. That's Perlade was doing it reasonably well, but all of a sudden, whether the incident and Ray's taken an advantage of, I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, while we weren't looking.
Absolutely. So we'll have to wait till the officials sort that one out. But at the moment, it's got Narkovic would get the checkered flag ahead of Perlade. And car number 1,
Meyer in
that
third.
flying MG Midget, sort of. What a joinker that little car is.
Absolutely. And we have Whiteside, Barber, Webster from Hots, Harris and the other Hots, and Bartley bringing out the top 10.
So let's hope there's no real damage from the cars in the oil.
There's certainly some cars stuck out in the grass.
Ron tells me Meyer could be caught in that oil. They'll probably take it back 1 lap, so whoever was leading prior. So look, perhaps 4 or 5 cars up there.
Yeah, interesting. So final results coming up on our screen, I think. No? Yes? No? We're not sure.
No. I think the official
Subject
just
to confirmation.
trying to work it back the lap. So I think you probably have to go back a lap previous. Usually that's the way they work it.
Barber has certainly got the fastest lap time of 1:37.
He
I
was
think it
flying,
was that
trying
came
to-
up.
yeah.
He was going really, really quick. Okay, so we have a result, but we're not sure whether it's the final one. Subject to confirmation.
4 cars,
Ray
Rob.
Narkowitz, Mick Perrelade, Simon Meyer, Andrew Whiteside, and it's disappeared off my screen.
Are you a motoring enthusiast? Shannons are giving you the chance to win a trip for 2 to the 2024 Monaco Historics. The 11-day trip includes airfares, luxury accommodation, Monaco Historic Race hospitality tickets, and $10,000 spending money for eligible Shannons Club members. Plus, win the all-new Indian motorcycle FTR Sport. Get 10 entries when you take out new Shannons insurance on your special car, spouse's car, daily drive or bike, and 5 entries for new Shannons home insurance. Call Shannons on 134646 or go online today.